The NFL draft is tomorrow, Thursday, April 29th. Make sure you guys are watching. Make sure you guys are tuning in. I feel like there's going to be a lot of big moves. There's going to be a lot of surprises. This is the draft that I am the most interested for for a while. I'm super excited about this draft. I'm pumped. I've said time aside, I'm not missing the draft tomorrow. It's going to be exciting. But the pick that everyone is talking about, the pick with the most buzz going into tomorrow is the Niners at number 3. They traded a whole lot of picks. They traded a whole lot of capital to move up to number 3. And we know they're going to take a quarterback. When they traded up to number 3, you only do that trade to get a quarterback. And it basically came down between Fields, Trey Lance, or Mac Jones. And Ian Rapoport reported that it is now down to just 2, Lance or Mac Jones. And on an interview that Kyle Shanahan had about like 2 or 3 days ago, he said there's about 5 guys that he feels good at number 3. And obviously he would feel good with Trevor Lawrence, who's probably going to go number 1. And he'd probably feel good with Zach Wilson, who's probably going to go number 2. So that really just leaves 3 guys that he could potentially, when he says 5 guys, there's only 3 that realistically he could get at number 3. And that's the other 3 that we've been talking about: Fields, Trey Lance, Mac Jones. So the 5 guys that he's talking about, I have a feeling that it's Fields, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, Trevor Lawrence, and Zach Wilson. Who are they going to pick? At the beginning of this whole process, I thought they were going to get Fields. But as draft day has approached, it has become more and more evident that the Niners are not going to get Fields. And I know there's a lot of Niner fans that are upset. They want Fields. He's the one that had, throughout this whole process, throughout last year's college football season, it was Trevor Lawrence and Fields. For some reason, Fields has dropped to 4 or 5 on a lot of people's quarterback draft board. So it looks like they are going to get Mac Jones. When asked about athletic quarterbacks, Shanahan said that Brees and Rivers will still be good 40 years from now, which to me indicates that he's kind of like he's planting the seeds to defend his pick. The least athletic of these 3 quarterbacks, Fields, Trey Lance, and Mac Jones, is Mac Jones. He lacks the ability to extend plays. So if he's saying stuff like that when asked about athletic quarterbacks, I have a good feeling that means he's getting Mac Jones. And when asked about, if it is Mac Jones, some people are saying, why did he move up to 3? Like, you didn't have to move up that high. You could have probably had him at number 12. You could have probably moved up like less, just up to number 6. You didn't have to go all the way to number 3, because if the Niners are this invested on Mac Jones, the rumors around the league is that not a lot of teams are that high on Mac Jones. So there was a real possibility that they could have gotten him at 12. And when asked about that whole situation, he said, if you were going to be excited at number 12, be excited at number 3. So I think all signs are pointing for the Niners and Mac Jones. I have bad news for Niner fans. I know Niner fans wanted Trey Lance. They wanted Fields. They were hoping Zach Wilson wasn't getting picked by the Jets. But all signs point towards Mac Jones. Also, when asked about if the rookie quarterback that they pick and Jimmy G would be teammates, he kind of answered saying that he can't guarantee that anyone in the world would be alive on Sunday. So I can't guarantee who will be on a roster on Sunday, which is kind of like, all right, stop being a smartass. Like, obviously you can't guarantee that anyone's going to be alive on Sunday. That was like a non-answer. That was just Shanahan trying to be petty or trying to stick it to the media for asking him all these questions. And Mac Jones, his ceiling is Matt Ryan and Kirk Cousins. I think his ceiling is more towards the Kirk Cousins. Matt Ryan, he has had MVP seasons. He has had great season. He's taking the Falcons to the Super Bowl. Kirk Cousins is just like a very good quarterback that gets nice contracts. That his numbers look good, but if you have him, you could always do better. He lacks mobility. Matt Ryan, at the beginning of his career, he had a little bit of mobility. Now he's kind of losing it. Kirk Cousins has always lacked it. So I think Mac Jones' ceiling is Kirk Cousins. I know there's some Niner fans that are like, if you wanted Kirk Cousins so bad, why didn't you just trade for Kirk Cousins? You could have probably got him for cheap or way cheaper than what you did to move up to get Mac Jones. Hey, I'm not the one making the moves for the 49ers, but I will say this. If they get Mac Jones at number 3, they better hope and pray that he pans out, because the Niners, The Niners are ready to win, you guys. The Niners have, when healthy, a top 5 defense, possibly top 3. They have a lot of weapons. They have George Kittle, possibly the best tight end in the league, and at worst, he's the number 2 behind Kelsey. They have 2 great weapons in Ayuk and Deebo Samuel. They have Trent Williams, I believe, at left tackle, one of the best left tackles in the game. They have Kyle Shanahan, one of the best offensive minds in the game. They are ready to win. They're in a tough division, but they are ready to win. They just need someone to get the gang together, galvanize the gang, play great quarterback, and take them there. They are ready to win. Like I said, top 5 defense, weapons all over the field, one of the best offensive minds in the league, and a solid line with an elite left tackle. They are ready to win. If they pass up on Mac Jones, if they pass up on Trey Lance, if they pass up on Fields, whoever, if the other 2 do great, if the other 2 do great stuff, the Niners are always going to be criticized for the decision because of the capital they gave up to move up to number 3, and because of how ready the team is to win. But that's the pick that we should be tuning in for tomorrow. If you guys don't have time to tune in for the first 2, make sure you tune in to for the number 3. That's when the fireworks are going to go off. That's when that's the domino effect. That's the first domino to fall for the rest of the draft, and we'll see how that pans out. Like I said earlier, some people have said that the rumors for why the Broncos traded for Teddy Bridgewater is because they believe that Trey Lance and Justin Fields are both not going to be there at number 9, hinting at the possibility that the Niners are going to take one of them, somebody else is going to take the other, and now the Broncos are left with no quarterback that they want at number 9, meaning that Mac Jones is not the guy at number 3, when all reports are pointing at Mac Jones being there at being the guy at number 3. So if Ian Rapoport is correct that it's between Trey Lance and Mac Jones, then if all these rumors are true, then by eliminating the other 2 selections, then I would say it's going to be Trey Lance tomorrow. So right here, one day before the draft, approximately Wednesday, 4 p.m., I will say that my prediction for the Niners at number 3 is Trey Lance. Trey Lance will be the next Niners quarterback selection number 3.